Alright, welcome everyone to another cubing video. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is going over all the equips that I teed up during the double miracle time last week. So what my goal is here is to get meso obtained, as I did just there, on a number of different items to transfer over to the jet and then eventually back to the Xenon when I start farming meso again on the Xenon. So while meso farming on the jet isn't going to be that great, I'd still like to be pulling in a bit more meso than I am now. With 100% meso obtained plus the Legion buff, I get about 50 mil an hour on the jet training at level 224 in Latch, so it's not the best area to be farming, so I'm hoping the rates will go up a little bit. And I'm happy to use the Legion buff because I'm just stacking coins anyway, because my 8k Legion brings in a fair amount of coins every week, and it's fine to do that, and it helps contribute towards things like the overall Arcane River symbols to level them up, because I find that all my meso that I make on my other characters pretty much goes towards these symbols. Since I've done them, this will be the third time that I've maxed out Arcane River symbols, and I'm getting a little bit sick of tipping all my meso into them, but soon they'll all be going into the Sacred Force as well. So what other cubes we're going to be using as well, these are some that I've crafted on the Corsair, but then we've also got 15 Meister cubes and 30 Master Craftsman cubes from the compensation from Nexon regarding the version 2.2.4 update, where they removed cubes, specifically Meister and Master Craftsman cubes, from the boss drop table, and they were giving them the ability to drop from elite monsters and elite champions. However, Nexon put out a post saying that they'd realized there was an error in what they've rolled out, so then they decided to roll back the changes to version 2.2.3 and give us compensation as just for what happened. So yeah, look, it's good of them to come back and admit that there was something wrong with it. I'd just rather than just leave it exactly as it is. I don't see why they need to keep changing things. And yeah, I just love for them just to settle on just a set form of the game for a little while, just so that we can all just experience and enjoy what we like to play. But along with those, we also got some EXP and drop coupons, some powerful and eternal rebirth flames. So it's a good compensation. It needs to be claimed prior to the 18th of August, so make sure you grab those on your character. And yeah, the only annoying thing is that they don't stack, they all just take up use slots, so that's a bit annoying, which is strange because I think the ones from the event shops tend to stack if the expiry time remains the same, which is a bit weird. But yeah, so going through all of these equips, I've realized I've made a pretty fatal error with one of the mechanical hearts. I don't really know why it works like this, but I didn't read the fine print. So it turns out if you trade the mechanical heart once, you can't trade it again. So I haven't equipped it. I was looking at one of them because I was trying to trade it over to... It makes sense why I couldn't trade it over to another character on another account to use some cubes there as well, because you don't want these things going onto the market, or at least Nexon doesn't want them going onto the market. But I didn't realize that you can only transfer them once through an account and then they become untradeable. So I've now got one tradable and one untradeable Glimmering Wondroid heart. So it means that I need to get extremely lucky with the stats that I get on the untradeable one and on the tradable one as well, I guess. Because yeah, if what I was really aiming to do was to cube one and then cube the other, and then whichever one ends up with all the decks I would give to the Corsair, and then the one that ends up with the most all stat I'd give to the Xenon. But now, yeah, I need to black cube it if I get a really good stat. I hope I don't get a good stat the second time around or something like that, or I hope I don't get a good all stat on the one that's untradeable, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's a weird thing. I really need to look at that stuff more closely. I think I was just tossing it in with the rest of my tradable gear at the moment, like my Meister ring, some of the Golux rings and the Golux belt, because they haven't been equipped, so you can trade them for as many times as you like until you equip them, then you'll have to P-sock them. And it's annoying that you can't P-sock these Glimmering Wondroid hearts either. It would be really cool if they allowed that to happen for pretty much all of the hearts, because I think I've got 5 hearts on the Xenon, which could go to mule characters to benefit them with some attack, but of course they're untradeable. Yeah, shame it's not an outlaw heart, huh? But yeah, so happy with some of the stats that I'm getting here. This is just the cubes from my other Corsair, so just going through. On the Meister ring here, I am aiming for some decks, but if I did get, say, like Meso and Drop, I would be happy with that too. And then I'd probably just look at making another Meister ring because, look, it's easy to make again. Yes, there's one element to it. The Primal Essence is quite expensive, but the rest of the ring isn't that hard to make. So if I do get a good drop one, then yeah, it could just turn into a Meso drop rate instead, or if it's, you know, double line Meso or something like that, since you can go up to 300% Meso obtained, which is the ultimate goal in terms of having all equips on one character, so then I can just pull in the maximum amount of Meso possible. And I am still tossing out the idea of making a Kana to farm on as well. I've been playing around. There's a Kana that I used to use when I was training to 250 on the Xenon, and it was used specifically to increase spawn in Stronghold for that character, and I ended up allowing it to be brought up through Arcane River, so it's a level 240 at the moment, so I'm playing around on that just to see whether I like the gameplay of it or not, because I did play Arcana very briefly in Reboot when I was making my character set over there, but I didn't really take it that far. I think it's only like 170 or 180 at the moment, because I was doing a lot of low-level Meso farming to support my Night Lord, until the Night Lord was good enough to do some Meso farming by itself. And so I haven't really decided whether I enjoy Kana's playstyle yet or not, and just getting used to all the different, all the different attacks and that, whereas I'm very much used to, you know, things like the Corsair and the Jet at the moment, where it's, you pretty much just have to jump and use your mobbing skill constantly around the map, and it's just that over and over and over again, whereas with the Kana, I know there's a number of different things you just need to be on top of to keep doing time and time again. And if I decide that I do think it's worthwhile, then it means I'll be making a 4th set of Arcane River symbols for a Kana to take up to at least Arcana to do CLP. But yeah, I don't know, I'll still decide on that. I'm much more prefer to do farming on like the Xenon or, you know, Corsair or Jet, whichever character I enjoy farming on the most. We are getting quite a few good tier ups here as we're going along, so pretty much everything I need to be at unique is at unique or above, so it's good progress. We just need to get around to scrolling, star forcing and cubing for proper stats. But yeah, so that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much if you made it to the end, and I'll continue to push stuff out. I am starting to practice bosses on the Jet, so that bossing content is coming. It's just taking a little bit longer because I'm trying to get a few more pieces of equipment into place just to make it a worthwhile bossing video and not a full-length 20-minute boss run, as that's what it could end up being if the Jet's gear isn't good enough. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video, and I'll see you guys later.